what exactly AI is. So there was a post about the ability to detect breast cancer using AI, and it upset a lot of people because they were saying, no, no, that's not artificial intelligence. That is machine learning. And we're using machine learning algorithms to detect patterns, to detect potential cancer growths. In this case, it was breast cancer. The original post was one of these clickbaity, oh, this AI detects breast cancer 5 years before anyone else knew. The post itself was removed. What was more interesting was not the post, but the response. A lot of people jumped in saying, this is not AI. This doesn't count. This is machine learning. This is not artificial intelligence. To which a lot of AI people came back and said, hang on, machine learning is a part of artificial intelligence. It's one of the mechanisms we use. We use machine learning algorithms, and we've built that up to what we now have. Things like generative AI today. Generative AI, things like ChatGPT, are just one form of artificial intelligence, and they use methods from machine learning. But there's been this kind of argument now between people who are obviously people on both sides who are not seeing eye to eye because of definitions. There's 2.5 million views. Any description of specialized medical machine learning algorithms as AI is just PR for OpenAI and other slop generator companies. You're dragging down public trust in useful machine learning while giving ChatGPT a veneer of unearned respectability. What's happening here is people are bifurcating ChatGPT, generative AI, AI slop, from uses of artificial intelligence they think are useful. And I see this a lot when we're covering the news. When I do a video about, hey, we just used AI for protein folding, or we've made a medical breakthrough, or there's a new Alzheimer's drug which has been helped by research using AI, everyone in the comments will jump in and be like, yeah, this is a good use of it. This is what it should be used for. Or they'll say, well, this isn't actually AI. People like to put AI, which they think of as ChatGPT, basically, in its own bucket of bad things. And anything good outside of that bucket, they justify by saying that's not actually artificial intelligence, because artificial intelligence is bad and it's done something good. So this is actually something else. This is machine learning, or this is deep learning, or this is whatever, as something else to help them keep those mental barriers between AI bad, wait, hang on, it's doing something good at the same time. You have to go through a lot of mental gymnastics in order to continuously say that everything that artificial intelligence does is bad. And interestingly, so Jeremy Howard, who's an AI researcher, he put a photo of himself up. This is from 2016, 9 years ago. Jeremy Howard, the founder and CEO of Analytic, believes artificial intelligence can transform healthcare. It's got a picture of him in front of a radiology scan. So he says, this is utter nonsense. I created the first company to focus on deep learning in radiology, the exact area discussed below. It is and always has been part of AI. Now that AI is popular, everyone thinks they're an expert and feels they must have strong opinions. So this is the key thing. It is and always has been part of AI. I want to pull up this chart, which is incredibly useful and a lot of people forget. So AI is a field of study. It's pretty broad. It's an academic field of study. AI is mimicking the intelligence or behavior patterns of humans or any other living entity. And that's a fairly broad Catholic description, especially because we haven't got good definitions of what intelligence is. We have different definitions, but nobody's really nailed that down. And it's something we can argue about until the cows come home. Within artificial intelligence, we have other fields like machine learning, which is a technique. So a technique by which a computer can learn from data without using a complex set of rules. This approach is based on training a model from data sets. Early forms of AI in the 50s and 60s tried to give AIs all of the rules that they needed. So we have things like Psych, for example, CYC, which was trying to make explicit all of the implicit rules about life. So for example, I have a container right here, which I've got the lid off. We would need to write a rule saying, when you have a container of water sitting on your desk while you're given a live stream, make sure you put a lid on it so you don't spill it. You'd have to explicitly put that in. You'd have to write it in as a rule, whereas most humans just know that's a dumb thing to do. This is empty, by the way. I'll have a coffee though. Machine learning is a technique within artificial intelligence. In machine learning, we have a subset called deep learning. So deep learning is a technique to perform machine learning inspired by our brain's own network of neurons. AI has been around as an idea, gosh, for millennia, but since the birth of computing, basically. So Turing came up with the idea for computer, and actually Lovelace probably before, but let's say Turing for now. Alan Turing wrote down hey, we need this kind of calculation machine. And then as soon as it was theoretically posited, like almost immediately afterwards, he was like, these things get really smart. If we allowed them to do enough calculations, I wonder if they could mimic human intelligence at some point. The idea has been around for a very long time. The term itself was coined in, I think, 54 or 56 at the Dartmouth conference back in the 50s. Since then, there have been various fields, there have been dead ends, there have been technologies that are still with us today, and it's been developing for decades. It is not new. ChatGPT did not just come like de novo from nowhere and take over the world. There's a reason it suddenly became a big deal. People ask why now? We have enough data. The internet can be seen as putting together a massive training data set for artificial intelligence. Over the last few decades, we have been getting all of our information in one place, very useful for AI. To the processing ability. So we had neural networks, we had ideas for this technology a long time ago, perceptrons, things like that. But we didn't have the processing power to make real the theoretical ideas. We do now. We have technologies like GPUs that NVIDIA make. We have TPUs from Google, which can process the gigantic amount of calculations required so that we have enough data and power at the same time. And then we had breakthroughs in architecture, things like transformers. This chart is very useful, and I pull it out every time we get into this debate because people say that's not artificial intelligence. We've had artificial intelligence for decades. Every time you have purchased something on Amazon over the last couple of decades, that's been using AI. It's been using machine learning to serve up what it is you should be buying. Every time you choose something on Netflix, that is using artificial intelligence. When you play a video game, the artificial intelligence of the whoever you're fighting, that is also AI. It's just different forms. Generative AI is a subset we are using today. People are confusing a part for the whole, which is incorrect. So that's what's happening here. Is this guy saying, hey, this use of finding cancer growths is a good use. I don't want that to be AI because AI is bad. It's slop generation. It is ChatGPT. It's gross. It's disgusting. So I'm going to say that this is machine learning. But that misses the point that machine learning is artificial intelligence. There's a lot of mislabeling, and I'm glad Jeremy Howard stepped in. I ran a radiology imaging company based on AI. We did good work. Jeremy Howard knows what he's talking about. I'm going to look at different types of AI because there are further complications